Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Ready for back to school.
Yes.
I hope I said that pretty cool. And at least it was cool in my head. I don't know if it was cool on here, but whatever. Um, if you guys just jumping on, say what's up. We got Melissa in the house. Yeah, man, back to school, man. It's been boot camp over here. Get ready. You got this. Do push-ups. Sit on the wall. No, I was kidding. Yeah, we're getting ready for school, man. We're ready. We get it back, man. Because it's funny. It's like we get back in gear too. It's not all flim flamming it over here anywhere. They're not on the couch playing video games. They're back at it. So we're happy to have a schedule, a routine back in place. It's gonna be great. Let's see. We have Jerry. What's up, Jerry? Good to see you, man. And we got Mr. Rudy Rudolph. Yeah, boy. I ate half a box of crayons already. What's new?
He's
Isn't that part of
halfway.
balanced diet for you?
He's halfway through the thing of paste by now.
Yeah, huffing all those markers. Those are expos, by the way. Oh man. Let's see. We got Jerry says my boy's starts kindergarten. Excited. That's awesome. My kids are going to public school for the first time, and yes, and we had them in private school since they were since they did school, since they started pre-K. They were since pre-K. They've been in there. So Jalen and Jace, Jalen wanted to go to public school, so we're like, you know what, we're giving in, we're letting it be, and they're super excited. She gets to do in private school. You don't get those extracurricular activities. It's more academics only, and you don't get those extra things like she's going to be in, I think, choir and some other art and some other things. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited for them.
Dude, Kelly just posted. So when our kids were in elementary school, they didn't go to school till 10 a.m. And then they went to middle school, and yeah, I seen it.
I didn't know if I did that by accident or something. Okay, you did. Okay.
No, but now she has to be there at 7 a.m. on the other side of town. So she has to get up at 5 to get her life together.
Oh
And we have actually enjoyed summer because she slept in all summer. But I feel like I agree with my wife. The whole thing's backwards because in elementary school, they bounce out of bed. They're like, yeah, 6 a.m. And by the time middle school comes, they're like preteen, like
don't hear one alarm clock at all.
Yeah, they don't want nothing to do with 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember when the kids, they'd be up before anything. They'd be ready to go.
For no reason.
Yep.
Sunday morning, 6:45 a.m., banging tambourines around the house. I'm like, what are you doing? This is the only day I could sleep in.
Sleep.
What are we doing? Can we go on the golf cart? It's 6:45 in the morning. You better go back to your room right now.
Right. I gotta love the days, right? Let's see. We have Dustin Wells. Good to see you. Keep moving mountains. Yes, we will. We got Scott. Good to see you, buddy. And then, as you see, and Rudolph said, welcome to the Thunderdome.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Yeah. So tonight's topic, we're going to be talking a little bit about. Oh my gosh, it's. I guess we'll do the clarity statement. Caesar really wants to do the clarity statement, so we're going to allow him to do that.
Just to have continuity, let's go ahead and do the Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common. Recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thanks, Caesar. I appreciate that clarity statement. It really makes sense. Yeah. So before we get into the topic, I want to talk a little bit. So we did a Hope Shot. We've been having some wins lately, and last week, man, was a awesome time at the conference, and we we had a breakout session, me and Nathan did at the conference. Man, it was really good, man. And you know, I have to say that like you would have told me 6 years ago that we'd be doing this, right? 6 years ago, well, 6 years to change, that we would be here right now talking to a bunch of people on a Sunday, that and being doing breakout sessions and running a always center and doing all this crazy stuff, man, that we get to do. I told you you're full of it. If you would have spoke to me back then and told me exactly where I'd be, like the future, whatever, came and talked to me and told me about it, like, dude, this dude's nuts. And I really want to just say that, like, start talking life into yourself, right? Start allowing yourself to live. Start being what you don't know is out there by letting the walls down to stop you from going that extra mile to being who you are. I see it a lot, man, that we hold ourselves back from opportunities and from growth a lot. And I just feel like I needed to say that just because I see it a lot with people. We push off things that could bring us into that next level of recovery or that next level of life to learn something, to grow and be a different person. Fear holds us back from a lot of things. And one of them is trying new opportunities and being, getting to that next level of whatever it looks like. So, like I'm doing things that I never thought I would do. I've been doing drywall for 25 years. And if I always spoke fear into my life and I never took those opportunities, I would not be here right now. And we would not be doing this and doing these. Yes, right. Thumbs up on that one. But we wouldn't be doing presentations. We wouldn't be at these conferences. We wouldn't be helping people if we let the fear win. So I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I had to. It's been like brought on my to me, like I just see it a lot, man, that we hold ourselves back from so much. And why? One thing, that book that me and that Nate turned me on to, The Untethered Soul, man, we're sitting on a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, and you worried about what other people think about you. Okay. So, it's like, let it go and let it be and roll out, roll out the next freaking you.
A spinning rock hurtling through space.
It's hurtling through space.
And you're worried about what somebody thinks about you.
That's it. Or what I'll look like. Or, letting fear win, And that's going to go right into our topic. So our topic is pride comes before the fall. And that kind of goes all in the same sentence. And I'll tell you why we picked this topic, okay? I talk to a lot of people, and it's about, always worrying about other people, like always worried about letting people down or what they'll think about you or things like that. And the one thing that I took out of these conversations is like, what about letting yourself down? Because we forget about all the times that we have done harm to ourselves, how we have these things that we've done to us that we don't forgive ourselves for. We're the last people that we give credit to. We're the last people that we accept compliments for. Like that's another thing, is like accepting compliments from people. It's like, I'm not even worth a fucking compliment. Why can't I take a compliment? And it's like, we're always worried about letting other people down or bothering people with our stuff. And it's like, why are we holding back? And it's like, I know that we when we feel like we're bothering people, man, it's these belief systems that we have. And I know that Ito talks about it a lot. And that's something that really is like our belief system about old, worn out ideas of what men are supposed to be like and how we're supposed to operate and how we're supposed to carry ourselves through this life and through parenthood and being a man, right? And we don't want to freaking tell another person that we're struggling, or we don't want to tell the other person that I'm about to throw it all away because I um I'm struggling like crazy, like there's just, we have to man it up and keep trucking along. We gotta keep pushing, and sweep it under the rug. I know that I have been that person, and I was that person for a long time. Like, suck it up, nobody cares. Keep it fucking moving, Suck it up, nobody cares. Keep it moving. And it all stems back to when I was a child. Oh, you shut up or I'll make you cry even more, I mean, we've all probably heard that in our lifetime. And as individuals in recovery, we have to talk about this. It is like of the utmost important that we snitch on ourselves, that we talk about even the hard stuff, the wins, the losses, the failures, the struggles, all of it, everything. We're supposed to talk about with people that are close to us. Now, I'm not saying blur it from the mountaintops. I'm saying just have conversations with people, and who cares, man? It's okay to let people down. It's okay to screw up. It's okay to struggle. Like, why is it so taboo to struggle? And I think that's where we get lost in the sauce, and we have to get over that belief system and find out what is it really that is making me not snitch or talk to these people about really what's really going on in my life, not what Facebook sees. Facebook, it's Facebook official, right? But we only see what's going good on Facebook, on social media, and it's really half truth. It's a show. It's a freaking show, and I really encourage anybody that's watching that if you are, or listening, if you are struggling with something, man, get real and honest with somebody that's close to you, no matter who it is, man. I don't know if it's your sponsor, if you don't do the sponsor thing, a mentor, a friend, somebody you trust, to let them know what's really going on, like some deep stuff, especially it's about to take you out, if you're about to freaking use over the facts, like, it's okay. Like, we're on a spinning rock in the middle of nowhere, who cares? Let it go. We are wasting time holding on to this stuff that's holding us back. We are wasting time, valuable time. I think that I didn't get clean till I was 35 years old, and I was like, damn, I was holding on to some shit for a long time. I should have let that shit go. But I didn't. I didn't, man. I held on to it so long. And yeah. What's so funny?
Read the comments. Just don't put it on the screen.
Why?
You might have put something.
No, I do mind.
Okay.
Not.
I'm just going to go ahead and go. Good night.
Run it.
No, so not skipping the struggle. Somebody told me, and I couldn't tell you who told me, but I remember it to this day. Stop trying to skip the struggle, because that's where perseverance and experience and all these good things come from, that struggle. I got out of rehab, and I had owned all these bars and nightclubs, and I had a ton of money, and I grew up in this rich area, and I was embarrassed of who I was. Like, at this point, I didn't care until I got sober, and I was like, holy crap, look, I have nothing left, and I really thought I was going to step right into a 6-figure job somehow, and just, that's not the way it went. Now, hindsight is 2020, and now I see the path was there for a reason. I needed to learn humility. I needed to crawl around in attics, 150-degree attics, removing rat crap infested insulation. That's what I needed to do. I need to learn the value of hard work. And I did, and that in the recovery process turned me into a new person, where everything was easy come, easy go in my life, up until recovery, because I never worked for anything. Everything was handed to me. Everything after recovery, I have clawed and worked my ass off, and I'm looking at objects and hours of work. I'm like, okay, well, let's take care of our stuff, because, you know, that was a lot of work to get there. And this was a lot of work to get here. But the thing is, the pride at the very beginning, even when I had nothing, I didn't want anyone to know how bad I was struggling. I didn't want anyone to know that, like, I was at that time, I was choosing between eating for the day or buying a pack of cigarettes. Like that's where I was. It was like, you know, I've got enough for fast food or I've got enough for a pack of cigarettes. Well, I quit smoking at that time because I needed food. Before I met Kelly and after I met her, I wouldn't ask for a ride. I was on foot. And the only time, like, I had all these phone numbers and people would be like, please just give me a call. Like, we see you walking up and down 52. Just give me a call. We'll take you to a meeting. We'll take you here. Oh, I don't want to bother anybody, you know? And if you know anything about summer in Florida, it's going to pour every afternoon. And every afternoon, I walked my ass home or rode my bike home in the rain. And I didn't really learn till later on in recovery, when I had a car and I offered to pick people up, that I was robbing people of a chance for them to be of service, you know, because I'm in this fellowship and we're all trying to help each other. And I didn't understand it then. At that time, I was like, I'm just a burden. Like, I don't want to call to have somebody go out of their way to pick me up. But I stuck around long enough to understand that, like, that's not being a bother. That's giving somebody else an opportunity for them to feel useful and for them to be of service. So pride is, it's brutal, man. You know, like, it tells you a lot of what Justin said. You know, I'm a man. A man's not supposed to act that way. You know, I'm not supposed to ask for help. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm not supposed to be vulnerable. But that old set of ideals that was pounded in me by my father serves me no good use at all today. Keeping stuff bottled up inside me is what made me want to use and drink and all of that stuff before, because I couldn't deal with my emotions. I couldn't deal with my feelings. I didn't like who I was. What changed everything was being vulnerable, sharing what I went through, how I went through it, how I got through the other side. Did all that walking and all that bicycling build some perseverance? Yes. Did I need to do it even when there was monsoons outside? No, I would have learned the same lesson and come out just as strong on the other side. And I would have given somebody an opportunity to be of service. And I probably wouldn't have suffered, you know. I mean, my shoes were almost melted at one point. Like, walking in July and August, I was probably pretty gross. I would imagine that I stunk. But no, I'm not going to get in your car, because that would be a bother. But then you fast forward to where we are now, and it's a different kind of pride. Now I've been doing this so long, you know, I don't want anyone to think I'm struggling now, you know, so the pride shows up no matter what. Like, oh, we're supposed to be doing good. We're the hope shot. I can't be having problems, you know, like, all this ego and pride comes into things. And that is literally a lack of God in my life, in my experience. If I'm not humble enough to ask for help when I need help, then I've literally I'm easing God out and I'm taking control of the show again. So if anyone that's on here has ever heard me in a meeting, I share all the ways I messed up in a meeting. You know, I used to try to share perfectly in my first couple of years. So, like, I'm all Captain Solution and I'm going to quote the book and I'm going to just say the right answer. And I realized that's not helping anybody. They could just open the book and read that. They don't need me to reiterate that like a parrot. What they need to hear is that, hey, you know, like, when I was on that step, this was my experience and I made these mistakes. And here's what happened with those mistakes. I managed to stay sober through the process. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but I'm still here, you know. This is the honesty that people need, the vulnerability that people need. And I need to remember that I'm only as strong as what I do each day, of what I put in the tank each day. I can't stay sober on yesterday's sobriety. I can't draw on power that I had in year 2 and year 10. and I can't draw on experiences. I have new experiences. I face new things. I have new goals on a daily basis, and I have new hardships. And it's the middle of rain season, and I work in roofing, and life's hard right now. No BS. It's hard, anxiety ridden, long hours, and it's a juggling act that is not easy. And I know Nate and I have talked about this, but my life today, I could not have handled in year 1, year 2, year 5, or year 6. God has given me a little more, and with the little more each year comes a little more responsibility and a little more stress, and it's all come at the right time that I can handle these things. Because this is what I have right now is what I thought I was going to get when I walked out the door of the rehab. And if I had, I'd have been crushed, and I would have relapsed immediately because I could not have handled it. And I have to look back at those experiences and go, obviously, whatever you want to call it, that it doesn't offend you, God, your higher power, had a way better plan than I had, because my plan would have had me in the most high responsibility, high stress job on the second day getting out of rehab, and I'd have been miserable. So being vulnerable, not letting pride get in the way of telling on myself, sharing with people that I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad week, I'm having a bad month, whatever that looks like, that's like a priority these days. It's not like I'll wait until it gets bad enough, because it's tough out there right now. I mean, the economy's tough. Everybody's nervous about money. Everybody's scrambling to do what they've got to do. And as I take on more and more responsibility, it's even more imperative for me to talk to people and tell them where I'm at and how I'm feeling. Because if I don't open my mouth, no one will know to give me their experience, strength, and hope to lift me up when I need it. If I keep my mouth shut, which I have a habit of doing, not like as bad as I used to, I think I can trudge through, and I got this, but thank God it's for a shorter period today. And then I go, I'm actually not doing so great. I'm going a little bit batshit crazy. How you guys doing? And usually it shrinks the problem. It's, I hope to not poison anybody with this, but it's also biblical, sharing the burden. Like if I share what I'm going through with you, the load feels lighter. We can carry it together, what I can't carry by myself. That's why we have a fellowship. That's why we have sponsorship. That's why we have support groups, because what I can't do myself, we can do together. So that's all I got.
Yes. Thanks, Caesar. And yes, right on it, man. We are spiritually bankrupt. Okay. Like you hit it on the nail, like spiritually bankrupt, man. When we're going through all this stuff and pride gets in the way. That is just, it is. We have to get right. We got to get back on track. And the way to do that is, man, we got to reach out. We got to, man. Be like, yo, this is what's going on. It might sound crazy as hell to some people, bro. But, we need to hear that crazy stuff too. It's okay to be crazy. Like, sounds like a great idea. And I throw it on somebody and like, dude, don't do that.
You said it, breakout session. You're standing up there in front of people, both of you guys, and you're putting on this incredible presentation behind the scenes, navigating people into treatment, into halfway houses, but you can't pour from an empty cup. Nathan can't do navigations and give good sound advice and listen to somebody and turn what they said back around and go, okay, I think I have the right place for you, if he's all up in his head about everything else. So if you don't dump that stuff out and fill up with something good, then we have nothing to offer. And then you don't get the pat on the back and go, look how awesome you guys were. Because you're not going to be awesome.
Hey, we you know what? It's like, and it took a lot of work to get to that point, and it's a lot of internal work and behind closed doors work, and it's a lot of we work and a lot of bouncing and just, oh my gosh, man, there's been, even on the Hope Shot with this Hope Shot stuff, right? There's been so many struggles, it's been a lot of struggles with growing, and then getting, like, even with the social media and all growing everything, and like, it's nonprofit work alone is hard work, Then you hadn't thrown in the mix of all the other stuff, and then you're like, what the hell? Ain't nobody in their right sane mind would probably do what we do, but here we are, It's
While doing it and fumbling through it successfully.
Yeah.
Because there's people that have been doing it for 20 years that still struggle with it. Learning along the way and making it look easy, that's freaking impressive.
That's what it's about, man. We are all in class, okay? Day in and day out. We are learning as we grow. And I keep saying it day in and day out that we are learning as we go. As Nate puts it, I'm growing up in public. I love that. Like, it's so true. Like, I am growing up right before everybody's eyes. And it is what it is. I'm a little messy at times. I might stumble a little bit. But you know what? I'm still going to pick up the ball, and we're going to get to the touchdown, It's right, Nate. It's that's what it's about. So, I'm gonna Melissa. Let me read a couple comments, and then you can share, and then we'll let Nate bring us home. Bring it home. Okay, we got Mike. Man, good to see you, and fast recovery. Prayers for fast recovery for you, my friend, and stay strong. Make sure you reach out. And he had surgery this week, so thanks for being here. We have Christina. Thank you for supporting us at the ASAP conference. She was there and wanted to hear us talk. So it's great to see you. So thank you for being there and supporting us. We got Erica in the house. What's up, Erica? Good to see you. We have Connie. Good to see you, Connie. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all having a great Sunday. You as well. We have Lindsay says, when I'm in pride, I usually in my own self I'm in my own self-will, which takes me away from God. I start thinking I'm self-sufficient. I don't need to be prideful when I know God is working in my life. When I don't let him is when I fall. Yep. Spiritual void. We got Wayne. What's up, Wayne? Good to see you. We got Kevin. Good to see you, buddy. Struggle equals strength. We got Priceless Inflatables. What's up, man? Good to see you. And we have Diantha. Good evening to you. We got our OG, Rachel Keegan. Happy Sunday.
Wait. Hold on. We'll clap it out because Rachel was on the news and represented the Hope Shot and did incredible. Sis, I'm so proud of you.
Yes. And that's another one. Growing up in public, bruh. We're all doing it. You should get on the bandwagon. Killing it. That's right. Let's see. We have Crystal. Good to see you. So true. Community is everything. Yes, it is. Let's see. Who else we got? Oh, we got Raylene. Hey, Raylene. What's up? Hey, guys. 143. Yeah. And we have Tara. Good to see you. Man. Oop. I'm getting glitchy. All right. Melissa, what's up? Sorry, my internet's being glitchy.
So, yeah, I didn't know if he was going to say something after that. He's just glitchy. Okay, good. Thanks for having me on, you guys. I love spending time with y'all. If I'm not jumping on here, I'm I'm in the comments watching. I love this topic, and I feel grateful. It's always right on time. You're on the right path when the right topic comes along, and I just love it when it lines up like that. But I can't agree more with Caesar. The thing for me about pride is that when I am in those moments and pride is stepping in, ego is not in check. That is when I'm furthest from my creator. So I'm not going to get too spiritual on people. I know we all think differently and have our different beliefs or whatever, but I'm just like all of you guys. I'm growing up in front of everybody too, right? And so I know that when the things that I do, the content that I make, the writing that I'm doing, it reads different and it looks different when I'm not connected to my creator. And that is because I'm lacking humility. And when I'm lacking humility, it's because I'm allowing pride. It's like the yin and the yang for me. That's how I see it. And so I love what you say, Justin, about how we have to stay connected, because everybody that's got any kind of recovery time or has been coming around listening to you guys knows that connection is the biggest part of recovery. I mean, all of us were isolating alone in our addictions, right? And there's a lot of reasons for that. I study a lot about that so I can write about it and try and reach others. But some of the things just for me, from my own experience, is I'm a people pleaser. And a people pleaser is not a great thing. That's a character flaw in my mind, because what that's doing is it may look good on the outside. I'm throwing a good party, or I'm working longer hours than everybody else. I'm overachieving. I'm doing whatever. But I'm doing it for recognition. It's all prideful. It's all ego driven. And when I'm doing things that are good for myself and for my own recovery, it says pride comes before the fall, right? We have to be taking care of ourselves, and we have to make sure that our recovery is on track, that we're doing what we are supposed to be doing for whatever our program is, whatever our regimen is. And in order to do that, we have to stay connected. And for me, I have to be connected with my creator, and I can't do that if pride gets in the way. And so I have to constantly be walking with humility. And one of the best ways that I can do that is gratitude. I feel so redundant. Every time I come on here, I say the same old things. For me, it's gratitude and humility, staying connected to my creator. And when pride starts slipping in, I remember, I have reminders of why that's not okay. It's not okay, because what it's doing is it's segregating me from my connection with my recovery community, with my family, with everything that I am, that I've become today. And I've worked really hard to get to where I am. And so have all the people around me. I'm nothing. I didn't do this on my own. I'm sitting here on the Hope Shot talking to you guys, and I have a family that I call the Hope Shot family. I love y'all. Like if I could get down there once a month, I would. I come down as often as I can. All of this was through connection in my recovery. And our connection was a huge part in the last 2 years of my recovery. There was a lot of times where I was scared to say to people, I messed up, or I was going down the wrong path, or, I'm letting my ego get in the way. And God designed or called this thing, this path that I'm on with Sober Now. And I started taking it into a direction of making money and doing stuff. Remember, I've talked about all of that before, but I had to come out and I had to talk about it. And I did it on y'all's platform. I came out and said, hey, you guys, I'm in a bad, dark place. Do you remember that, Caesar? It was like around Christmas a couple of years ago. And I had to call myself out, and I had to do it in front of everybody, because I couldn't get out of that kind of rut that I was in. My mind had taken over. My addictive thinking had taken over. My pride had stepped in. I had lost humility, and I wasn't connected to my creator and my people. And I was getting sick. I hadn't relapsed, but mentally and emotionally I had. I was well on my way down, and I was scared to death. And through the connection with everybody here at the Hope Shot, I was able to come back from it, and bigger and stronger and better in the way that God called for it, which was to be of service. And so that's some of the best things about recovering out loud, is that I call myself out. I do those little check-ins at Sober Now, and I'm like, good morning, Sober Now. And they're kind of annoying to some people. And right before I go on and I do it, I tell myself, who wants to hear this crap? Like, who's gonna, it's weird. You're looking in your phone, and it's just you and your phone in your car, and you're doing this message, and you're like, who wants to hear what you have to say about what happened yesterday? But everybody does, because in some way or another, somebody can relate to it. If I let my pride get in the way of that and tell myself, convince myself nobody wants to hear what you're walking through, or nobody wanted to hear your perspective, I wouldn't be sharing. And people wouldn't have the opportunity to hear what I have to say and kind of think about and apply it to their own stuff. And the feedback that I get is cool. Sometimes people hear me say something I wasn't necessarily talking about that, but whatever I said got their wheels turning and got them thinking and on a better path, So I don't know. I'm all over the place with that. I just love to be here. You guys know that. I'm so grateful all the time for the Hope Shot family. You guys do work really hard. I'm so proud of you. And that's what I got. Staying connected to my creator, not letting that pride get in the way, staying humble. I start that. I do that through gratitude. And that's not just in the morning, it's ongoing. And I don't know. That's it. Where'd Justin go? Is it just the three amigos now?
He's having glitch problems. He's texting me. He's trying to fix it before he pops back on.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what I got.
People do need to hear what we have to say, and it took a long time for me to understand that. This comment, Crystal says, "I love it when you share, Melissa."
I love you, Crystal.
So up until I got into recovery, the only time somebody wanted to hear what I had to say is when the judge needed my testimony. So I was like, well, nobody needs to hear what I have to say, and it took a long time to come out of my shell and be able to see that there was power in my story, see that there was power in the struggles that I went through if I share them with somebody else, to show them that I was able to walk through that without picking something up, that you were able to walk through some tough stuff, put on yourself mentally, and you were able to walk through it with help of God, with the help of your fellowship, those things. And if I don't talk about those things out loud, then how does somebody know that that's how I did it? Or do they think I just put my head down and plowed through it and they'll just do the same thing? So I can't keep my mouth shut. But that was, I couldn't see the value in sharing the mess before. He's back. This is,
Wi-Fi was dumb. We're at the mercy of the Wi-Fi gods.
So Laura says, came home after detox in the pink cloud. Of course it lifted. Now I'm struggling mentally. And my husband feels it's all in my head. Well, no shit. The head still needs to be fixed. No support at home. Do I walk out the door again and save me? She's looking for some advice.
Put Helen's comment up there, Caesar.
Don't tell me what to do.
Do it.
Go to a meeting, get a circle of friends. More importantly, a sponsor. Share with her. My husband wouldn't talk to me when I started sobriety. Grace of God, he's in the program because he saw the change in me. And I'll add a caveat. If you're dealing with strictly mental health issues, you don't have to run away, but you do need to seek outside help outside of the rooms. And that's okay. That's 100%. Most of us have had to do it. There's other things going on besides our addiction, besides our alcoholism, and those need to be addressed too. And sometimes when you come out of that pink cloud, that's when the depression sets in, or that's when anxiety, whatever you may have going on. So if it's just something in your head that's recovery related, go find your fellowship and surround yourself with people that want to support you. If it's more than that, find the services in your area that can help you dig deeper into those things. But no matter what, don't give up.
Good stuff.
Let me see.
It's a part of growing up out loud.
It is. And being comfortable in your own skin and comfortable enough to share that, hey, I have to seek outside help. I have to handle these issues, and I'm grown up enough and I can put my ego aside enough to say that I'm going to go see a doctor about it, or whatever that may look like. And then we've got Crystal. I've been dealing with a bit of imposter syndrome myself. Great job, guys. Stay humble. Man, raise your hand if you've dealt with imposter syndrome on this.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. That guy's lying.
Lying.
That guy's full of it. But yeah, we all struggle with those things, especially coming from where we come from. When we move forward and our lives get better and we start going, what am I doing here? I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be here. Yeah, you do. You absolutely deserve to be there. And I have to tell myself that all the time.
Yeah, especially in a room in front of people that you have to talk in front of, like you have something to offer, right? Imposter syndrome at its finest sometimes. Do it anyways.
What's the answer down there? Oh yeah, that is my favorite line. Don't tell me what to do. That being said, you offer life lessons for everyone, not just those in recovery. It's for those who want to improve. Oh, thank you, Wayne.
I was sharing at the conference. It's like it's a human thing. Everybody is we're humans doing human things, and like we all struggle the same. We just have different languages and different experiences, so it looks a little different, right? But it's all and essentially the same stuff, and we're all struggling with the same stuff. Like even regular people that are in recovery have imposter syndrome. Go figure.
Life on life's terms. It's just life on life's terms, and most people don't like life on life's terms. We all want it on our terms, and it doesn't work that way. So,
no, I want what I want when I say I want it.
Let's get
it's my money, and I want it now.
Yeah, let's get Nate Stradamus on this stuff right here. Come on, baby, bring us home.
All right, I was just taking everything in, man. It's funny. This topic. Kids are going to bed upstairs. It's just loud. Of pride. I was just read with the guy this afternoon, and we talked about that very thing for a little bit. I guess I really want to talk about, like, at first, though, is the pride that almost killed me, right? That pride that I couldn't ask for help. I was too proud to ask for help. And that pride was masked with a bunch of fear and uncertainty and low self-worth, and but my sponsor was telling me the story of how he first, when he got sober, and he told me, he's like, the guy, this guy that was outside of the clubhouse, he didn't tell him to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. He didn't tell him to read the big, he didn't tell him to do anything. All he said is, do you want to stop drinking? And he said, yes. And he says, well, are you willing to do anything? He's like, yes. He's like, how can I help? That's what opens doors, but I have to ask for it. That pride nearly killed me. And with that being said, so once I did ask for help, and I get in here, the pride that I see most prevalent, like in my first couple years, is, especially after I get a few months, is reverse pride. Now reverse pride is thinking that I'm less than, that I'm not right sized. I think I have a low opinion of myself. Imposter syndrome, basically. That's your reverse pride. That's that crippling shit. That I didn't even realize I had that. But that is something that will keep me from moving forward in this journey of recovery, right? And another form of pride that I've discovered is, after I put a couple years together and, I'm doing the deal, got sponsees and gainfully employed, good graces. I got back in with my family. Everything's good. Now, fuck around and I have a bad day or I'm feeling off. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like I have to be on all the time. And God forbid, I have a bad thought, a bad day, hurt somebody. I will beat the shit out of myself like I am subhuman or something, like I'm some divine, personification of the 12-step process, and I never get anything wrong. This program is for people that do get it wrong. It shows us how to take those wrongs and learn from them. And I have to really check myself. I can get very self-righteous and prideful in the respect that I have to be a certain way all the time, and then I'll be too proud to say I did something wrong to my friend, or to confide. That phone call is hard to say, hey, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I lied. I was dishonest, and it's what came out to me today when I was in some of the literature. They talk about the 7 deadly sins, right? And what's first in those steps? Pride. It says in the literature I read, fear or pride leads the procession, for a reason. I think, I will get spiritual, because guess what? I was too proud to say I believed in God one day. I thought you would make fun of me like I used to make fun of you before I really figured out the truth. I would mock and, judge, and this fucking guy, he's talking about God. What a square, right? As I'm, walking around with my mom's stolen phone, begging people for money to get a bag, and I'm sick, and this guy's living a pretty righteous life. Who the fuck am I to judge, right? And I had that prejudice, and I carried it through my first, I don't know, it wasn't like very present, but I would still bristle with antagonism when I heard certain spiritual names brought up. And not because, I disbelieved, or just because, I was afraid. I was afraid of the truth. I was afraid to, I was prideful. I didn't want, and then that kept me from moving forward too. So today I'm proud to say I believe in God. Probably not the God that you believe in. Guess what? I believe in my God. He might not apply to you. It might not be the same God you believe in, and that's okay. It's not a Catholic God. It's not a Muslim God. It's a power that's greater than me that I have a relationship with, and I have witnessed it transform my entire life. Gave me a complete psychic change, which is a revolutionary change of my thinking and the way I act, right? And I see it occurring in front of me on a daily basis with people I work with. So yeah, I believe in that shit. And if you make fun of me, oh well, let's talk about it, because I don't judge you either, because I used to be you. And anyway, so pride. In the literature that a couple of us read on the screen, it's mentioned 31 times in the literature we read, right? And today, more so than ever, I don't know about more so than ever, but how pride hits me is the reverse pride. I will start. And it is a complete absence of my higher power's presence in my life. When I start, because if I am right sized and I have clear perspective, I can truly grasp the gravity of the miracle, which is me, right? That I am alive and present talking to you guys right now is a miracle. Where I've been, what I've seen, what I've felt, the things that I've gone through, that led me to this exact precise moment. If I'm right size and I am, connected to this deal, I can't help but be filled with gratitude and joy and contentment and excitement. If I'm seeing through the right lens, but, introduce a little scary thing to me, something that makes me afraid, finances. I just check this shit out. So I just, for the last 2 months, I have been struggling. And my truck broke down 6 times in 2 months. My mower's just same 6, 7 times. Weed eaters are dying. I have a landscape business. Everything's going wrong. Anything that could go wrong does go wrong. We had a holiday, then we have a tropical storm, right? So there goes like all my like rainy day fund and move out fund. I move into this new beautiful home, and here I am in this beautiful home with this beautiful girl, surrounded by these kids who love me, and I have everything that I could possibly want, and I am wrapped in fear. Wrapped in fear. What am I gonna do? You know, like it hasn't been proven to me that if this power can remove a hopeless obsession that haunted and made me a desperate, pathetic, sad state of a human being for 20 something years, led me to the darkest places in this fucking world, remove that and replaced it with like this earnest willingness to just recover and be a good person and to help others, you know, but he ain't going to figure out my finances. You know, he can't figure that out. That's too complex. You know, let me figure it out. You know, here comes that pride. I'll figure it out. You know, God's not answering me, that bastard. I got this shit. Right. And I can't figure it out. And it keeps happening over and over and over again, you know, and I'm like, what the hell? And so finally, you know, after being like, you know, I have to apologize to my poor girlfriend. I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm sorry. I know I'm off. You know, you don't deserve to, you know, I'm not present. I am consumed with fear, you know, and uncertainty of how I'm going to provide for this family. And then I do some work and I trace it back to, I've never had anything to lose. You know, I've never had anything to lose, especially not what I have today. And I'm not just talking about the material shit. I'm talking about this recovery, peace of mind, serenity, joy, sense of self, not feeling ashamed of who I was or who I am or who I'm becoming. All these things, these priceless gifts that I have, right? I'm afraid to lose that shit, you know, but I attach that to the material stuff. You know, I attach that to the house. I attach that to the relationship. I attach that to my business. How am I going to look if I can't pay my guys? I'm not a good businessman. You know, I'm a failure, right? And this is that fucking pride working on me. So get this shit, and I'll end with this. So finally, I've been, you know, praying for God's will, you know, every night, and I'm busy in my spiritual work. I promise you, I'm writing, I'm reading, I'm meditating, I'm working with guys. I'm in it all the way. Still wrapped in fear, right? Can't let go. Pride. I'm gonna figure it out. What can I do? What can I do better to figure this out, right? Me. What can I do? Poor me. And so finally, I say this prayer. I'm like, God, help me with this specific situation. I do not know what to do. Help me. And then I wrote the next morning, you know, I write every morning a little letter to my higher power. And I said the very thing. And I said, I am grateful for this space that I am in because I know on the other side waits a blessing for me, you know? And 2 hours later, I get an offer for my business for $125,000. 2 hours later, like an hour after that, I secure a loan that I had no business qualifying for, you know? And then I'm okay, you know? As soon as I can ask for help, as soon as I can let my pride go, get humble, ask this thing that obviously works, it's been proven to me 1,000 times before, and ask it for help, you know? And furthermore, believe that it can work, you know? Believe that this thing can actually work in my life if I ask for it. Yeah, so yeah, that pride is a doozy, man. And yeah, I have to really look out for it. Not so much like, oh, look at me, like being proud, you know, but it's that reverse pride, man. When I think, you know, when things start to go wrong, I'm like, haha, I told you, motherfucker, you're not worthy of this shit. You know what I mean? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And being proud and having pride are two different things. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? I need to be proud of who I am today. You know, I have earned the right to be proud. You know, you hear people say, you ask them how they doing. Oh, much better than I deserve. Fuck that, man. My God wants me to be happy. My God wants me. He knows I deserve this shit. You know, I have sacrificed hard. I work hard for my recovery, you know, and yeah, I'm proud of that, you know, and not prideful, not tonight at least. You know, check with me in the morning. But quickly I can get to a point where I'm not worthy of this. I'm going to lose it, you know, and I have to get right sized. You know, true humility is knowing I'm no more than or less than anybody. I just am. And that's a fucking delicate balance, man. That's a line I toe frequently. Unfortunately, I probably lean towards the less than, you know, but I'm figuring it out as I go. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nate. It's so Melissa. I'm sorry. You wanted to say something?
I did. Did you say you wrote down? Did you write down? God help me. Yeah. So listen. So did I. I don't know if you can see that with my ring light on.
We believe you.
Help me. Look, I was journaling last night because I'm going through something too. I am. And it's the same thing where I know I just got to work through this. And I wasn't doing the work, Nathan. Yeah. I was, but I wasn't. And I wasn't in the way that you said. I wasn't going to my creator. I wasn't asking him. And I like how you built on top of that, believing that he can help, believing in what you're asking for. And the same thing today. I wrote it last night in my journal. I always talk about how journaling is so important, you know, not just thinking it, but getting it out on paper, putting it out into the universe. And this morning I had an answer, and it was above and beyond the answer I could have ever imagined. It was wonderful. So, but I literally had to say, God help me.
Yeah, and I get that from Danielle, because Danielle, she writes her prayers out. And I always like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm writing my prayers out. And I'm like, and I'd be like, you know, but I'm too proud because, you know, we're defiant. Oh, she's doing it. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? and as soon as I started doing it, it works, you know? Thank you, Danielle, for the inspiration.
But I love that you said that. And that it like resonated with me because I just went through that. And then, so there's got to be somebody on here tonight that's listening. If you're in that spot, give it a try. I mean, it helps bring it to reality. It gets it out of your head and into like our realm, what you're actually walking through. It's cool.
You know, it's funny. And like, this ties back from the beginning, like what we were saying, let it go, you know, let go of those, you know, those weird situations where we're like, we're all by ourselves, right? We're all by ourselves. Nobody's looking. Nobody. You're all by yourself, but you're still weirded out by doing these certain things. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Like somebody's gonna see you doing it. But it's that internal dialogue. It's that internal stuff. It's like you'll know. So it's like, man, we got to figure out that accountability with ourselves and get that stuff into the right light, because, man, you're by yourself. Ain't nobody going to see you writing this stuff, you know? It's just you and your higher power. It's just y'all. It's intimate, you know? And it's just funny how all these little things, you know, kind of tie together. And it's like, man, just let it go. Let go of those preconceived notions that like it's a weird thing to do, or we shouldn't be doing this, or somebody's gonna know, or whatever it looks like, you know. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Somebody said earlier to do that, so I was like, yeah.
Justin, if I may too, I just want to shout my brother out. What's up, bro? Like the fact that listen, our relationship was very strained, to say the least. And here's my brother, and he says something so true. Blind faith is a great leap, right? Because it's funny, because a couple days before this certain thing transpired, I said, let me have the same blind faith I did, or the same blind faith that I know I am absolutely not going to get loaded today. And let me have that same faith that, you know, my higher power is going to take care of this thing just the same. You know, like I know consciously that I am not going to get loaded today or tomorrow. I can guarantee it. But do I know that he's going to take care of me financially? I struggle with that one. You know, why?
I'm going to hold on to that one.
Hold on to him. You know?
I got to keep on to that thing.
It's so stupid.
How about this one? What you write, you invite.
Yeah, there's power in that shit, man.
You know, yeah, I mean, why do we have to hold on to those certain? Why do we got to hold on to control? Why do we got to be like we're bothering somebody? Or why do we got to, you know, hold on to these certain things that are really doing us no justice, and they're holding us back from opportunities that we could actually be experiencing and growing through all this stuff, you know. And I feel like there's a lot of people going through that right now, you know. They're going through a lot of that. You know, it's like, I trust you, but how much do I trust you? You know,
Right.
I'm open-minded, but I don't know how much I'm open-minded to that, you know.
Right.
I think we all suffer a little bit in some way with that. Right, Caesar? All right, man. This is a great topic. Thanks, Caesar, for turning on the mic and saying yeah or something. I don't know. Just some. Oh man, what it was great topic. So man, thanks so much, Melissa, for coming on tonight. And I'm sorry for the Wi-Fi gods was not just holding on to that for me, you know, barely, you know. Yeah. I hope you guys got something out of this tonight. And if you guys haven't already, please share this. What, Caesar, you can't do it? What is going on? Are you serious?
What
happened?
What?
I don't even know how we can go on now.
Kelly was messing with the computer today, so she probably broke the cool parts.
How dare she? How dare she? Okay.
Now
Well,
she's got 2 computers, so
she's real cool.
She probably took all the cool stuff and put it on her computer. She
Got it.
removed the Awesomator.
Awesome 5000.
She hooked up her printer and she took the Awesomizer 5000 with her.
Yeah.
The printer has it now.
How dare you?
The printer has it now. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight and hearing us. And we hope, like I said, got something out of this. And it's something that you're holding on to that you need to let go in order for you to hit that next level. You know, do it. Like, write that stuff down, get it out there. And it ain't that weird. It ain't that weird. Just do it. Do it anyways. Even if it's the weirdest stuff you've ever done, do it anyways. We get through it through the weird shit, right? The weird shit's going to save our asses. That's all I'm saying. I'm weird about it and it's cool. And you embrace the weird and that stuff just flows after that. I hope you guys have a great week, man. We'll see you guys here next week. Love y'all. It's going to be balloons. I forgot. Damn.
I'm doing this. Solidarity.
Oh, okay. Sorry. See you guys. Bye. See ya.